Dear friends, we are a large family from Ukraine, Odessa city. We love Jesus and have served Him for over 20 years. My wife and I have 5 children. We are members of the International Messenger Mission. We would like to share with you about our service in military Ukraine. On February 24, we woke up to explosions. Russia had started a treacherous war. With the start of the war in Ukraine, our family made the decision to stay in Odessa and start a ministry for the people in our city. It was not an easy decision, but God put in our hearts to be here and we accepted His will. God did many miracles and protect us during this period. He prepared the hearts of many brothers and sisters for ministry in Odessa. People from different countries called and wrote to us, ready to help, and we received support and finances and prayers. It encouraged us even more. We organized a humanitarian headquarters. God gave us a room and sent faithful people, believers and non-believers, who joined us in this ministry. Panic reigned in the city. People tried to leave the city quickly. The Russians were very close and were going to take the city. Every night we heard explosions and machine gun fire. We listened to the news and understood that Ukraine could surrender to the enemy in the next few days. But the hope did not leave us, that God would guide us through all this and protect us. There was a shortage of food and medicine in the city, stores were closing, and people could not buy even the bare necessities. Every morning my wife Mariana and I would get in the car and drive around the city for hours in search of food. Prices had increased several times. People were standing in long lines. The first month was very difficult. A constant state of stress and anxiety. We were worried about our children and prayer a lot. We wanted to pack up and leave, but God gave us strength. In the first months of the war, we were able to help about 1,000 people in Odessa. People came every day and tearfully asked for help. The elderly, the disabled, families with many children, many who couldn't or didn't want to leave, all were in the same boat, and we needed to survive the storm. God did a tremendous job and we became His tools. The summer of 22 came and our ministry grew and formed. Most of our church had left Ukraine and there were only about 10 of us, and we slowly began to invite people to our church. We understood the importance of preaching the gospel at this time. People need more than just food. They need Jesus. Every Sunday, about 50 people come to our church. During the months, about 200 people attend church and listen to Christ's teachings. Many of them have accepted Christ as their Savior. We try to build close relationships with people and serve them. God is building His kingdom on earth in an incredible way and is using even this war to save souls. Many things have become clear to us now, and we see how God has guided us through all the trials and difficulties, especially the winter of 23, when Russia bombed our energy infrastructure and we had to go weeks without light, heating or internet. We survived all the attacks of the Russian army and managed to keep the church, which has tripled in size. But it is all thanks to Christ and His leadership. I would also like to thank all of those who joined us in our ministry and helped with prayer and money. International messengers have helped us a lot and are still supporting us. Our team also visits children from low-income families in the Odessa region. We help them with food and clothing, and of course we're preaching the gospel. I also preach on the internet. I have a YouTube channel. I make short videos in which I preach the gospel and cover various complex topics of the Bible. Dear friends, in the difficult time, we must be with our people in Ukraine and serve them. I think many of you have done the same.